YouTube, so we're back. We're talking some Rebirth. We're looking at the trailer again. Of course, we're talking about the trailer some more. It's been only a little over a week. There's still so much to talk about. We're going to dissect every little fucking thing from the trailer if we can. We're going to talk about a pretty cool observation from the trailer that I actually didn't pick up on. Something I seen on Twitter like yesterday, I think it was. It's coming from ThunderGodDiryn again, which was the Barret tattoo stuff we talked about the other day. But it's that Rude sees our group in the mythril mine, right? Like, it's the interaction we had more or less in the OG FF7, Rude and Elena. Song should be there too, but again, we don't know if we're gonna fight Song yet or whatever. But with at least what we're shown in the trailer so far, like, he doesn't seem to find it weird that he's seeing our group, right? And that's weird when you bring into context the beginning of the trailer,
which swept through sectors 0, 1, and 2 amidst the wreckage of the expressway.
Elena.
She may be new, but she's still a turtle.
Let's put this into further context, right? Let's assume that that was like live footage and that is actually bodies of characters, whether they're like parallel universe, timeline characters, whatever the fuck, doesn't matter. Dead bodies of our characters. If Rude had seen that, given that it's a Shinra report, Shinra is covering the cleanup on that shit, he would be distraught that Tifa's dead. Because we know that he has like an affection for Tifa, right? We know that OGFF7, we see it in Remake too, whenever they're like shooting the helicopter.
Two birds with one shitload of bullets.
Hey! Damn it!
You want to explain yourself, partner?
You know, based on the trailer, that fight with Elena and Rude is Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa. So he should be excited to see Tifa, that Tifa is alive, if those were in fact dead bodies on that news coverage. Just really in general, if those were meant to be dead bodies of our characters, he should be like surprised that they're there, that they're alive, right? Because they should be dead. With what the trailer's showing us right now, he doesn't seem to be like happy or shocked or surprised that our group and or Tifa is alive. So it seemed like he would be aware that they're not dead, potentially, since he's just doing his usual Turk duties, trying to fight our group. So I think that could kind of lean in favor of the Shinra propaganda stuff. Shinra trying to cover things up, that they're trying to pretend like they got Avalanche or whatever. They don't mention Avalanche in the news coverage, obviously, in the trailer. It doesn't mean that they don't mention Avalanche at one point, though. Kind of the problem with talking about this in general, the word context. I've used it a few times in this video already, but we don't have a lot of context, right? We see that news coverage shit at the beginning of the trailer, and that would probably be not long after the ending of Remake. That would probably be some early game stuff, but we don't know exactly when that footage is being shown, where it's being broadcast. Is it broadcast around the world? Is everybody seeing it? Is it specific characters seeing it? Would Rude even have access to a TV to see that news coverage shit? But also the context of the scene in Mythril Mine, right? We get one sentence from Rude kind of introducing Elena, but we have no idea what happened before then, right? He could have, before this fight happens or before the scene happens, he could have walked up and been like, holy shit, you guys are alive. I thought you were dead. What the hell's going on? I don't understand. Is this a different timeline? I definitely wouldn't say that, but he might be like, holy shit, you guys are alive. But then like tied up his fucking tie and like, I'm still a Turk. I still got to fight you guys. And so like, this shit's fun to talk about, right? I love breaking down the trailer and trying to like dissect every little thing. And I do think it's a great observation that we don't get something from Rude in Mythril Mine with the opening of the trailer. Like, he should have something to say regardless of whatever that fucking opening segment is, you would think. But it's, again, we just don't know anything right now. We have a 3.5 minute trailer for the first time for this upcoming game that's going to be 30 to 40 plus hours, right? We have a 3 minute trailer, and people are like, my theory is right. I've been proven correct. And it's like, dude, there's so much we just do not know right now. The thing is, too, when speaking of, like, the Rude not saying anything about the news coverage shit, it could lean in favor of that, like, Shinra propaganda stuff, just because, like, he would know it's fake, right? He would know that, like, those are fake body doubles or whatever the fuck. It's not real. They're not actually dead. So when he comes across him in Mythril Mine, he's just like, I have nothing to say because I know you're fucking alive. Like, he would know, right? But also when it comes to, like, Rude not commenting on that, like, news coverage footage shit, that could also lean in favor of, like, the altered footage, Genova, Sephiroth, glitches, shit that we see at the beginning of the trailer, that's like doctored footage meant for somebody else, right? I just use Zack as an example because Zack would see Aerith's body, but like it feels like to me that news coverage is for somebody, right? It'd be weird just to like if you're playing the game and it just like flashes up like a news coverage thing and that's it. It's just for us, the fans, just the audience, and that's it at all. Like that's not what it's gonna be, right? Somebody's gonna have to see that news footage. I don't know who. If we want to put a lot of emphasis on Rude not commenting on the news coverage of our party being dead, it could maybe be because that's not real footage, and somebody is seeing that, and they're going to have, like, a freak out because they're seeing their dead friends or whatever the fuck. And actually, you know what? I'm going to throw this in here, too, just because I thought about it while recording this video. We're talking about the dead bodies and stuff at the beginning of the trailer. We did a video a long time ago talking about a theory of Barret dying, right? We did this a long time ago, and it's based off the ending of Remake, where Marlene's watering the plants, and she walks away, and there's like a water drop coming off the plant, and she goes, Daddy? Like, she senses, like, him maybe joining the live stream or something like that, right? That's a theory we talked about a long, long time ago. And we get this trailer where we're seeing a potential Barret dead body. And I just want to say that, like, That's another possibility, man. Because it is weird. That whole ending sequence with Marlene's weird. It's always been like hinted upon that she can like sense shit when it comes to like the planet or the live stream or whatever the fuck's happening with her, because she senses Aerith at the end of OGFF7. She has some sort of like connection planet stuff in Advent Children. I don't remember what the scene is exactly, but there's something that like, hints at her potentially being like a Cetra or part Cetra or connected to the planet, whatever the fuck. And then the ending of Remake, she senses something with the goddamn flower when Elmira calls her, right? With her dad. So I'm just saying that could add to the Barret dead theory, the group being dead stuff, whatever.
Daddy?
Which swept through sectors 0, 1, and...
I'll revisit that theory sometime relatively soon. I have to like find that video and like track down that theory again and like read it and kind of see if we can't piece stuff together from the trailer to that. Something else that crossed my mind while making this video, because we're talking about the news coverage shit at the beginning of the trailer, is like, in theory, that should be broadcast pretty much all around the world, right? Midgar's like the biggest city on the planet, and Shinra kind of has a chokehold on the entire planet in some ways, right? So, and you think people would be watching that on the news just because of how like devastating it is. Like the biggest city in the world got destroyed by something. Singularity, Whisper Tornado, actual tornado, whatever the fuck happens. So there should be people all around the world that would recognize our characters, right? They see them on the news, what appears to be dead. So like, what the hell's going on? Like, there's the chick with the bright red boots, and there's the guy with the big ass gun arm. Like, I thought you guys were dead. What the hell's happening? And speaking of that too, I just want to talk about this as well for a second. Jesus, we're going on all kinds of tangents in this video. But I've had it brought up to me multiple times that people are saying like, in the news coverage, like, they're not dead because if they were dead, they wouldn't be showing their faces on the news. They would cover up the bodies. Like, that's actual IRL, real world stuff, right? This is a video game. Just because they didn't cover up the bodies doesn't mean that they're not dead. But also, if they want to convince the public that Avalanche is dead, of course they would show the bodies. But I've also had it brought up too that like those are not dead bodies in the trailer, because when you die in FF7, you dissipate into little green particles and join the live stream. And it's like, no, that's a video game mechanic. That's all that is. Like, when Aerith got stabbed in Final Fantasy VII, did she dissipate into little green particles and join up with the planet? Or did Cloud carry her fucking body to an endless void in the fucking pond and, like, drop her in there? Is that what happened? I think that's what happened, right? Literally see graves in Remake. There's a fucking graveyard in the Sector 5 slums. There'd be no need for graves and gravestones if everybody just fucking disappeared as soon as they died. Before you even bring up like Kadaj in Advent Children, like he wasn't even a real person. Him and his brothers were like a manifestation of Sephiroth's will and shit. They weren't actual human bodies. So that's a totally different thing. He was made of live stream, technically. That's pretty much the video, my dudes. What is the subject matter of this video? I don't know. What the hell am I going to title this damn thing? We've talked about like 3 or 4 different subjects already. But yeah, the main thing is like the Rude not like acknowledging the beginning of the trailer, essentially. It's kind of what the basis of this idea is. But again, while I do think that is an interesting thing to take notice of, there's just so much we don't know. We get a couple of words from Rude, and he's in the trailer for a couple of seconds, right? There's so much more. There's gonna be like a whole story and narrative in Mythril Mine. We just need other trailers and shit, and really I need Rebirth now. Like, let me get Rebirth. Let me play that. Really, there's a lot to like comment on about this video. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Rude not acknowledging our dead party members stuff? What are your thoughts on the Barret, Marlene, her sensing something at the end of Remake? What are your thoughts on that? Also, in general, our group like traveling the world. There should be people that seen those bodies on the news, whether they're fake bodies, dead bodies, whatever the fuck they are. People should recognize our group as we're traveling. Anyways, my dudes, that is the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @YT. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Logain, or leave it like Cobain.